vlog. I don't know why I'm so stressed because before this flight I'm going to Sydney to Australia. I've already done 14 hours flight to Melbourne and to Toronto. Maybe it's just because it's a new destination and it's an aircraft that I don't really fly that often. Makes me so anxious. Today I faced a new situation for me in the flight. One guest asked me, "Do you know that we are circling around the airport? Why?" And I absolutely didn't have any idea because I was very busy. You don't really, you don't look through the windows, you don't look at the screens, you don't know what's happening. If the captain or the cabin manager is not saying anything, everything is all right. But the guest seemed very concerned. I actually didn't have an answer for that. And then I told to my colleagues and they were like, "Oh, really?" So they also didn't know what was happening. But they gave me the answers. What would be the reason for that? So reason number one, we need to get rid of the fuel before we land. And the second reason is that we arrived before our planned arrival. So we had to wait for the empty runway. So don't be worried in case if your plane is circling around. Those might be the two reasons. See you in the morning. Oh, I didn't make it till the morning. It's still so dark outside and it's 5 a.m. and I need to wait so many hours just for the shops and restaurants to be open to be able to eat something.
And this is my reality on layovers when I don't go out. Just staying in a hotel room and editing my YouTube videos, which actually is my favorite part of the whole creating process.
Officially ready to go out to see what Sydney has to offer for me today. Actually, I have a plan, surprisingly, to first go to some laser hair removal clinic because I heard that here these kind of procedures are much cheaper and much more effective. And for me, as a blonde, unfortunately, it doesn't work that well. Also, I am open-minded. Let's see what is awaiting for me today.
It took me like 5 minutes after I stepped out of the hotel to absolutely fall in love with this city. It gave me the vibe of my childhood summers when everything was just so playful, easy and colorful. The weather was just perfect. If the grass is greener on the other side must be Sydney in every sense of the word.
Baby, why you call me? Do you feel alone? I know that you miss me, but you are so dumb. You know that I'm here. I'm here. Come when you want. You know I'll always pray for your little boy. I know, yeah. I know that you miss me. I know that you miss me. I know.
fact, I always wanted to work on a cruise ship to be able to travel and hop around different places in a short period of time. And I'm doing exactly what I dreamt of, but instead of cruising in the water, cruising in the air. Again, be careful what you're dreaming of, because your dreams might become true, but in a completely unexpected way than initially imagined.
So this is what happens when you're trying to get to famous places in the city using public transport. I ended up in a golf course. Have no idea where I am, how to go. The only hope is in offline Google Maps that I actually downloaded before. Let's see where I end up. After over 2 kilometers of walking, I finally made it, and I must admit, it was worth it.
So I finally made it to another famous Australian landmark, one of the most famous beaches in the world, Bondi Beach. Bondi is an Aboriginal word that translates to water breaking over rocks, which exactly describes the whole Bondi thing. One thing that stood out to me was the glorification of a fit and healthy body without sexualizing it. Sydney's active lifestyle and outdoor culture were evident everywhere I went. From jogging along the iconic Bondi Beach to participating in outdoor fitness classes in lush parks. The city's emphasis on health and fitness was so inspiring and encouraging that almost contagious. I also love that Sydney is a diverse and inclusive city where I felt a strong sense of acceptance and respect for the LGBTQ+ community. What I also noticed was a large number of skin cancer clinics. This is seriously no joke, and I experienced how dangerous Australian sun can be when I applied SPF 80 and still totally burned my nose and forehead. The only disadvantage of living in Australia is that it is so far from the rest of the world. No clue, everybody wants to live in Australia, but only a few decide to move there. Anyways, Sydney officially became one of my favorite places in the world.
Honestly, this is the first city in the world that I really fell in love in the first 5 minutes that I stepped out of my hotel room. It is obvious that the lifestyle here is around enjoying your life, around the beach, surfing. It looks like a really idyllic place to live, but of course it has its negatives. For example, Australia is really far. Just to reach Abu Dhabi, it takes 13 hours. Imagine going to Europe or to US. That's why people choose not to live here, because okay, Australia is amazing, but you have only this country. I must admit that I will be really looking forward to come back here. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe. As it turns out, like 95 people of watching me are not subscribed to this channel, but they keep coming back. So it will be a really good indicator also for me, and good motivation for me to continue doing such videos. And yeah, I guess see you in the next one. Bye.